Well, hello, this is Rochelle, and welcome to my channel. For today, we are looking at Genesis 40, which speaks about Joseph being in the prison in Egypt, and he has the situation where the baker and the chief butler, or the cupbearer, has these dreams. And the one dreams of these three branches on a vine having good fruit, and the king drinking from the cup. And Joseph interprets that for them, while he says that it's not him, it's God. God interprets dreams. And he says it meant that the baker, the chief butler or cupbearer, will go back into the palace and be serving God again. And then the baker gives Joseph his dream, which is that he had 3 baskets of beautifully baked goods, and he took it to the king. They looked lovely, but the birds came and devoured it. And so he says that unfortunately, Joseph says that unfortunately his head is going to be pecked off like these birds did with these baked goods. Sometimes I just love how graphic the Bible is. I don't think you need any kind of movie to be able to see just how vivid this was. Anyways, moving right along. For the art, I'm literally just taking the 3 dreams of both the baker, the cupbearer, and Pharaoh later. And I'm just sketching something out so that I can remember this by. My grapes do not look like a vine at all, but it needs to be something that I remember. So remember, for our Genesis study and for any study that you do in the Bible, it doesn't have to be elaborate, prize-winning, Instagram-worthy photos or art. It must be something that you do to help you remember what you've read or what you've studied. And in this case, like we're studying in Genesis. So I can't draw a bird, and I can't draw baked goods in these baskets. So I'm just putting the color there as though the baked goods are in the basket. And I'm just doing little, 2 half-circle birds flying up there, okay? And I'm using the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens to paint this on again. I take my non-stick craft mat and scribble some of the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pens on there, and then I lift it with a Faber-Castell aqua brush. What I like about this method is that it gives you a permanent color. It is India ink, so it is permanent once it dries, which means that it won't move if water is in contact with it again. And then I like the intensity of the colors. It's a different type of color, I would say, than I've gotten from any watercolor I've used. So I really like this, and I think it's easy. I think it uses very little ink for a very high intensity color. And then we see Pharaoh's dream. Pharaoh's dream was firstly the fat cows, 7 of them, that were eaten up by the 7 thin cows. So there's no way that I can draw fat cows and thin cows. So I'll go with the second dream that he had that same night. And that speaks of 7 heads of grain, 7 thick heads of grain, and 7 very thin, bleak, withered heads of grain. And these thin, worn heads of grain then ate the thick ones, the flourishing ones. And then again, Joseph says to Pharaoh, the dreams of Pharaoh are one, and God has shown Pharaoh what he is about to do. And in that, he tells Pharaoh that it is not in me. God will give Pharaoh an answer of peace. Oh, I love this. A God thing is always a peace thing. And in this, all of this, there was years of waiting. It was years before the butler or the cupbearer told Pharaoh about Joseph still in the prison. It was years, and still Joseph speaks of peace. It just blew my mind. And so I don't know about you, but I need to remember to, in the waiting, have peace. In the waiting, understand that God has a plan and He has an answer of peace for me. So I'm writing here Joseph, the dream interpreter, and then I'm writing the key words and phrases, what he dreamt, what it meant, just literally key words for me to, when I look back at this page, not just by the pictures, but by the few key words, remember what it was all about. I want to encourage you to get into the Word, to get into what you're reading, and then have your art reflect your time with God. And like I said, I'm no artist. My heads of grain, I don't even think looks like head of grain. But it's not about that. It's about the time with God. I want to ask you to, if you've liked this video or you've liked this series so far, the Genesis study, it's in a playlist on my YouTube channel. Give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.